A remote church in Cornwall is said to be the home of a half-man half-owl creature which has been terrifying locals since the 1920s. St Mornan and St Stephen's Church, located about a mile from the village centre of Mornan Smith, is a peaceful building, surrounded by woods and boasting a breathtaking sea view. However, according to Cornish folklore, it has been haunted by a human-sized owl with large wings, long claws, and glowing eyes. The first sighting of the Owlman was reported in April of 1976. On that day, two teenage girls, on a holiday with their parents, are said to have walked down to the old and remote church. On the top of the church tower, they saw what was described as a terrifying birdman, with wings and feathers. The story says that they were so scared by the sighting that their father decided to put an end to their holiday and leave Cornwall immediately. In July of the same year, two 14-year-old girls decided to go camping in the area but spotted a giant owl of human size, with glowing eyes. After this second sighting, the media turned its attention to the village and the sightings made national headlines. However, the Owlman was quickly branded a hoax when people realized that all reports led back to one man, magician and paranormal researcher Tony "Doc" Shields. At the time, the mysterious man was having a moment of glory for taking part in a project to find and invoke monsters. He also allegedly saw the Loch Ness Monster and took a picture of it. He lived in St Ives for years before moving to Ponsanooth, but later left Cornwall for Ireland. People dismissed the claims of there being an Owlman haunting the church, its yard, and the nearby woods, explaining that the teenagers had probably seen a very big owl if they saw anything at all. But, since then, several sightings of the creature have been reported on the internet. Most recently, a paranormal investigator from Falmouth claimed he spotted the Owlman and that his friend got attacked by it. Mark Davies was in the graveyard with his friend Chris Power from Manchester. He has been quoted as saying that there are ley lines which are under the ground near the church, and they give off paranormal activity. He further stated that there was a hissing in the trees, and you could hear flapping. I heard it go right over my head and I was shocked. That's when I saw the figure, and it had horns on its head. It was mad. On the meter I had, which picks up electric-magnetic energy that we use to detect ghosts, I was getting conscious replies to my questions through it. That's telling me there's a demonic energy and it wasn't safe. My mate got attacked. He had scratches on his arm. His camera broke too. He didn't see anything, he just felt this surge of energy. He didn't realize till about half an hour later when he felt some burning. It's not a place I would advise anyone to go there alone, let's put it that way. Yet, the spooky tale of the Owlman seems to have been long forgotten in Mornan Smith. When a local news agency visited the small village to find out more about the creature, people said they had not heard its name for many years. To this day, the church is quite spooky. A gate leading to the yard shows a dramatic-looking inscription written in Cornish. Da Thymi Nes the Do, the porch reads. This inscription translates to, "It is good to draw nigh to the Lord." The 13th century church is surrounded by the yard which is home to many graves. Several of them are covered with green moss. The back door to the church showed scary hand marks, which looked as if people struggled to open the door to escape from the Owlman. There were no signs, anywhere in the village or at the church, mentioning the Owlman. Intrigued, they decided to ask a local who was living in the village at the time why the tale sank into oblivion. The local resident said, "I haven't heard it mentioned for years and years, since it first happened actually. It was a media event at the time. People were scared to go to the church afterwards." The Owlman looked quite menacing from the pictures and drawings made by the girls involved. "I don't want to see him, thank you very much." The resident further explained that the reason why the Owlman is not a popular story in the village is because the population has changed a lot since the original reports. The older people have passed away or left, and we have had a lot of newcomers in the village who would not know about it.